I have my handy dandy recipe notebook, so you already know what time it is. Welcome to my channel. This is Minnie Moving Mountains. My name is Minnie, and this is my series called Minnie Meals. Disclaimer, I am not a professional chef, nor am I a nutritionist. I'm just a girl in her muumuu who cooks every night for her husband so I can teach you how to cook, change up your meals for the week, or just give you something positive to watch. There is no fancy lighting. I just use a craft light. There is no fancy editing. I do this in one cut, and no fancy makeup or filters, for the exception of my lipstick. It's just me showing you the things that I'm passionate about, which is cooking and baking, my weight loss journey, and crafting. Today is Friday, June 12th, 2026, meal number 111. Today I'm making cheesy Choripan with loaded chorizo potatoes and Chipotle mayo. So for the instructions and for the step-by-step video, I do turn around the camera because I assure you there is nothing fancy going on here. I just want to focus on what you came here for, which is to learn how to cook. So let's move mountains together and let's get cooking. Here are the ingredients for today's episode. Now remember, I just cook for my husband and I, so if you have a family that's bigger than ours, you would double, triple, or quadruple the recipe. On today's recipe, you're going to need Mexican chorizo, potatoes that are diced or wedged, tomatoes that are diced, 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese, 1/8 cup of chimichurri sauce, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of a Chipotle mayo, cilantro roughly chopped, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of Chipotle powder, and a baguette. To our stovetop, you're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees, and you're going to have 1 large burner on medium heat. Heat a oven-safe dish, an oven-safe pan, and or a sheet pan with a neutral oil. This is olive. And drizzle the top with the neutral oil. This is olive. And season with 1/4 teaspoon of salt, pepper, all-purpose seasoning, smoked paprika, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Place in an oven at 450 degrees. My orange timer is for my oven. You're going to bake the potatoes for 25 minutes. I do apologize. I said that this was a Chipotle mayo. It's a red pepper crema. For our sauce, we're going to combine our red pepper crema, mayonnaise. I am going to do this off camera so I can use an offset spatula, and your Chipotle powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Mix well and set aside until ready to use. For your salsa, you're going to combine your tomatoes, chimichurri sauce, cilantro, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Mix well and set aside until ready to use. Time to cook your chorizo. To a large pan on medium heat, you're going to heat up a neutral oil. This is olive. Add your chorizo and finally mash it up with a meat masher. Season with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper and smoked paprika. Mix well. My blue timer is for my induction burner. You're going to cook the chorizo for 7 minutes. When your potatoes have 5 minutes left, you're going to add your baguettes to a sheet pan. I did indent the bread. That way you can add some of your filling if you like, but you don't have to. Coat each bread with some mayonnaise and or butter. If you don't like mayonnaise, it's fine. And top with the cheese. And place in your oven for the remainder of the cook. And that's it. You made a home-cooked meal. Good job. I'm going to turn around the camera so we can chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode. It's truly an honor and privilege to be able to cook with you guys. For this recipe, you'll be able to find it on my website, which is www.minniemeals.com. For all my long form content, you can find it on my YouTube channel as well as Facebook at Minnie Salvant. For my short form content, you can find it on my TikTok, Lemonade, or Instagram at Minnie Moving Mountains. And if you need a car, you can find me at Minnie Moving Motors or at Sunrise Volkswagen of Fort Pierce. Let's move mountains together, and what should I make next? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.